Well, hello, and welcome to the second part of our Milling Through the Rainbow. Today we're going to be going over an Izzet deck, that would be the red and the blue, and this deck is going to be completely spell focused. We do not have a creature at all in the deck. All our mill will be coming from a combination of the Tosh's Hideous Laughter and the Maddening Cacophony. To make sure we're getting the most bang for our buck, we have also included 3 of the dual strikes and 3 of the teach by examples to make sure we can double up on that sweet mill. Over here we have our draw package. That would be 3 of the expressive iterations. Lets us dig through our deck and find what we need. The Salundi Visions, we can use this to dig up one of our mills, dig up a doubler, dig up some protection. You never know what you're going to need, but this will help us find it. Behold the Multiverse is just our very standard card draw. We get to scry a couple, draw a couple, nothing wrong with that. Over here for the protection package, we have the Glacial Grasp. Once again, this is simply a mill-only card. I would never run this in a non-mill deck, but it does give us some protection, a little mill, and some card draw. Not terrible. We have 3 of the Crush the Weak, foretellable, so we can cast it 4/1. It clears out a weak board state, and occasionally we can double this to do up to 4 damage. Clear out even a gold span with this, no problem. Right here we do have the Demon Bolts for some single target damage, and once again we can foretell this and cast it for a single red, which is very nice. And we also brought a couple of Shatter Skull Smashings just for additional damage when we need it, or possibly just play it as a land, depending on how the game is unfolding. We have Prismari Command in the deck just for some added utility, some damage, some treasure tokens, destroy that pesky artifact, and every once in a while maybe even using the draw function. You never know. And finally, I included 1 Wizard's Spellbook, just on the off chance we get into a very long sustained game. Maybe we can use this to bring back a few of our spells to finish off the opponent's deck. For our land, we are running 6 of the island, 4 of the mountain, 4 snarls, 4 pathways. And for our creature lands, we have 2 of the storm giants and 2 of the bugbears. I really don't care what deck you're running in this format, you really need to include creature lands, so please just, if you're making a deck of your own, include some sort of creature lands. You never know how valuable they will be. So we're going to go ahead, get right into some ranked games for you all. These will be at the Mythic level, so you know that I will not be doctoring this video in any way, shape, or form. You're going to see these matches exactly as they unfold. We may win some, we may lose some, we may get some rope outs. We will just have to wait and see. Our first game is going to be up against Avalius, so we will see what kind of deck they are bringing against us. It's not a terrible hand. Only having 2 mana can be a little concerning. Let's mulligan this one and try again. So once again, only the 2 land, but we do have the Shatter Skull for a 3rd, so that's not the worst. And we're going to go ahead and tuck away the Teach by Example to start, because we can foretell the Dual Strike to make it cheaper for ourselves. Okay, well, we get a little bit of card draw going on. It's not too bad. We're going to go ahead and play our second blue so that we can get this foretold at the time for right now. So, showing black and white. Most likely going to be that Blood Money deck with Kaya, right? So, this Crush the Weak will be very valuable against this deck. Very valuable indeed. We wanted them to build up the board state just a little bit, though, before we throw it out. It's not really all that great to throw it out for 1 creature, unless it becomes an emergency. They're probably trying to play around Saw It Coming. There's a good chance that that's what we foretold instead of the Behold. They have no idea. Glacial Grasp and the Prismari Command. Let's go ahead and... No, we really want the land, right? So let's take the Prismari Command for now and try for a land. And we get it. Very nice. And another one off the top. So we are hurting a little bit on our red mana. It's not the greatest, but it's okay. It is okay. Let's go ahead and use our Prismari command right now. Make sure that they don't have a deadly dispute to get some value off of the professor there. Pretty good for us. And then, you know, we're just going to go ahead and say go. We're not going to waste our treasure to do a foretell right this moment. It will take him a little while to develop a board state that is going to be of concern to us. Especially if it is the deck I believe it is. Not known for big flashy creatures, more for a whole bunch of small ones that just slowly build up over time. Reduced to memory. Interesting choice. I wonder what they think they're going to be targeting with that. We're not going to have a whole lot that's going to be of value to them. See if we can dig up a red mana with our iteration here. Would be nice. Well, we got mana for days. Mana for days. What do we want? We'll still have 2 mana available, so let's go ahead. Let's keep our mountain. Let's toss the pathway, and we will put out the bugbear for right now. Because once again, like I said, we can foretell with 2. And there is no reason why we need to have that land untapped this turn. So they may decide to turn on the Haven here. If they do that, then that means they're not building up the board state. So that's not the worst for us. And that does appear to be what they're doing. Which is just fine. It is just fine. And more land. Well, we said we needed land, and they are definitely delivering for us, aren't they? Yes, they are. So what do we want to do here? We could just keep chilling. We could. Or we could try and burn out some of their library. Why don't we just give them a little wake-up call, right? Little how you do there. It's a pretty good burn there. Pretty good burn. We are going to need to find some more mill to finish the job. But it's a good start. We are on a bit of a timetable now with that Haven swinging in every single turn on us. We will probably have to do something about that Professor on our upcoming turn, just to lessen the incoming damage, right? Maybe we get really lucky, we pick up a Prismari Command or a Demon Bolt, something that we're able to double there, finish off both of them when he tries to power up. Another Professor. Okay, well, at least now the Crush the Weak is going to give us some better value, right? They will still be able to have the Haven, unless we pull something to deal with that as well. Let us just see. Oh, okay. So they decide to toss the Blood on the Snow. They realize it's probably not going to be too useful against a mill deck, right? Unfortunately, we did just pick up more land, so that is not the greatest for us. We are, let's see here. They cannot power up both Havens. So this should buy us a turn at least. Should buy us a turn. And honestly, if they want to swing in with their Haven again, we can just power up our Den and block it. Which is exactly what I think we will be doing. Exactly what we will be doing. Being real careful about their mana usage means they probably have something else that they want to do during their turn, right? Let's let them attack first before we power up. Make sure they don't have a chance to take it back. Okay. We can get out there and block with our little den over there. So like I was saying, you know, in the deck list, pretty nice to have some creature lands, even if they are just going to go ahead and kill it right now, right? But at least it was something we could try, and we can try it again next turn. Maybe buys us a little time. Maybe just buys us a little time. Or maybe we find what we need to finish the job. It could be. Let us see. Let us just see. So we got the Laughter. If we pick up the Laughter right here, can we double it this turn? We could. We could. So let's do that. Let us just do that. We'll tuck that in our hand. Not that it really matters, right? Because if this does not finish it, then it won't matter. It will not matter. But we can give it the old college try, right? It's 20 cards. We might get there. We might just get there. 8. We got there. That's a win for us. 2 life remaining, but you know, does not matter. A win is a win. A win is a win. Get right back in there for you all. We're going to see what other decks we can come up against. Going to be up against a float this turn, this game. Oof. Well, we got 2 of the modal lands, right? But only 1 standard. Let's not try that. Let's just not try that. This looks slightly better. Slightly better. Touch away the Teach. And, you know, we'll put out the Snarl first. We don't need 1 mana. We can put out the Bugbear next turn and have 2 untapped. So it's okay. And we'll probably just go ahead and get our Behold Foretold right now. So, another black and white snow. Is it going to be that blood money yet again? It very well could be. It is a popular deck right now. And for good reason. It's very strong. Very strong indeed. I do have my own version of it. I'll probably be putting up a video on that here in the coming days. So if that's a deck you are interested in, then hey, you know, come check me out when I post that. So, interesting. Possibly not the Blood Money then. That is definitely not a card you would normally see in the Blood Money deck. But let's just see what they are going to do with their turn here. We'll pretend like we do have the Saw It Coming foretold. Tabrax. Okay, so this is definitely not going to be what we thought it was. It's going to be the Cleric deck. Okay. Another popular one. Another popular one. We'll probably take the iteration, right? It's a good way to dig through our deck here. Probably will not be casting it here, though. I think we do want to just crush the week right now and make sure that that's not going to be an issue for us in the future. I do think that's probably good. And we'll play this as the land side tapped. We don't need the 1 mana right now. I'd rather hold on to my vision for the time being. It's a bit more useful when we're not 100% sure. We got some removal in the Demon Bolt anyway, so it's not like we particularly needed the Shatter Skull right this moment. Another Crush the Weak, which will be very nice, and a Prismari, and the Glacial Grasp. What do we want? What do we want? It is a bit of a miss, right? Because we don't have anything we're going to be able to do, so we're going to have to get rid of something here. What are we going to get rid of? Well, we definitely want to hold on to the Crush the Weak. Definitely want to hold on to that. Let's put the Prismari back away, and we will say sayonara to our sorry grasp there. It was not long for this world, right? Was not long for the world. It is sad. It is sad. Let's go ahead and just put this down as a land. We don't want to start missing out on our land drops. And that way we can Crush the Weak and Demon Bolt next turn, depending on what we need to get done, right? Depending on what we need to get done. Just turning on the Haven, okay. Not the worst. Not the worst for us. Well, that's unfortunate, because that just took it out of the range of Crush the Weak, right? Not the greatest, but it's okay. We'll get through it. We will get through it. If we were to double this up, how much is it going to take? It's going to take everything we have. Is it worth it right now? I think we can get away with it. I think we can probably get away with it. Big how you do over there? Your deck just got toasted, right? Deck just got toasted. So, what are you going to do? Just turn on a Haven and come at me again? It's not the worst. It's not the worst. Puts me on a pretty tight clock. Yes, it does. Another rally the ranks. Well, that's very unfortunate, right? Very unfortunate. A snarl. Snarl is not going to save us. Not going to save us in the slightest. What has he got left? 23. 23 is not 16. So that will not work. Let us just see. Let us just see. Well, let's do this. We'll throw one out there this turn. And if somehow we manage to survive one more turn and we find a doubler, possibly we can pull this out. All he really needs to do, though, is turn on a Haven here and attack in, and we will be dead. There's not anything we can do about that, right? Nothing we can do. Or is there? There is. We can still survive one more turn, right? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can turn on our bugbear here. Oh no, did we miscount? Yeah. No, we miscounted. I thought we had enough to turn on the bugbear and then hit the demon bolt, but we were just 1 mana short. 1 mana short. That's okay though. It's perfectly okay. It happens sometimes. It does happen. We were very close. 1 spell away. Just 1 spell away, and that game would have been differently, right? Alright. Wow. It's not wanting to give us a whole lot of great lands, is it? It is not. There we go. It looks a little better. Looks a little better. We'll talk away our teach by example for the time being. Those are just so much more valuable in the late game. And we can lead with our den. Maybe they think we're the goblins, right? Maybe they think we're the goblins. And we'll throw out our river glide here as blue. Just in case we pick up a snarl, we have the island there to allow us to play it untapped. Boros, okay. Probably going to have some dragons in there unless it happens to be the bard deck, right? It could be the bard deck. It could be. We're going to use our iteration here, so that's great. What do we want in our hand right now? What do we want? Tough choice, right? Normally we'd want the mill, but I think this early in the game we want the card draw. Normally we would want the mill, but this early in the game I think we just want the card draw. The mammoth. Okay. Coming at us quick like, right? Well, that's okay. We can take care of all of that right here, right now. Let's do the Prismari command first. Make sure that the Crush the Weak is in fact going to exile it for us. And a quick board clear. And, you know, they still have no idea that we are a mill deck, right? No idea whatsoever. Which is kind of nice. It is kind of nice. Another Crush the Weak, okay. Do we just throw it out right now before they can get anything built up? I think that maybe we do. I think maybe we just go ahead, throw that out right now before they can start building up any counters. And foretell one of our beholds. The gold span, ouch. Ouch. Okay, well, we got the demon bolt. That will handle that gold span right here, right now, won't it? Yes, it will. That'll just be a dead gold span. Just be a dead gold span. Now then, do we save our grasp just in case? I think we're going to try and find our land for the turn. I do think that's what we want to do. Snarl or pathway? Probably the snarl. We're not going to find anything that we're going to do with 1 or 2 mana, right? We could possibly foretell the Behold, but I don't think it's worth the treasure for that. Okay. He's digging for something to do. It's not the worst for us this turn. We can hold our Glacial Grasp next turn. Probably be pretty good. Probably be pretty good. Let's get this foretold. And that's okay. That's okay. Say go. Okay, well, we are obviously not going to be doing anything about the Sentinel there. We are much more concerned about other things. Much more concerned about other things. Okay. Want to do a little bit of damage to us and learn. Okay. Summoning. The summoning of mascots. Alright, Dark Knight. Is that all you got? Is that all you got? Let's see what we got. Hopefully some nice stuff. I think we'll probably take the iteration. Allows us to dig some more next turn. And we got a Glacial Grasp. Okay, ooh, and the doubler. So how do we want to play this out now? If we leave 3 mana open, we have, what, 4 or 5 to play with. Let's do that. Let's do that. If we don't find the land, we found the land. Good. So which one would we rather have? Another iteration or the Behold? I guess probably an iteration. It's a little bit cheaper, easier to use. A little cheaper and easier to use. And we can put this down as, what do we need? Does it matter? Does not matter. Does not. And we will just say, hey, by the way, we are a mill deck. By the way, just thought you might like to know. Just thought you might want to know. So what did we get rid of? We got rid of some stuff. They're at 34. We still got a ways to go, but we do got the doubled Tashas, which will be very nice. Very nice indeed. The Magda. That's not something that we're going to want a Glacial Grasp, right? Just gives them extra treasure. Okay. They'll tap it for us. That's fine. That is fine. Gonna go for the Mascot Exhibition probably, right? Would be a good play here. It would. Doing a lot of thinking over there. Just want to turn on the lair. Okay. It's not the worst for us. Not the worst. So now they'll be down a little bit of land next turn. And we are safe for another go around. So we don't want to expressive iterate now because we got the land. Let's start off with the teach by example into the hideous laughter. Into the hideous laughter. See how much damage we can do there. Woo, this second one was a good one, right? Second one was a goodie. Let's foretell this for now. Sega. And that second one was a really nice one, right? Okay, Mascot Exhibition. It is. Do we want them to get the treasure? Let's hold off, see what we pick up. Let's hold off and see what we pick up here. The dual strike, alright. Well, it's not the worst, but let's see if we can't find something better. Something better to copy, like another hideous laughter. Seems pretty good to me. Seems pretty good. And this should be a win, right? This should be a win. Double Tasha's is going to be the end for him. I cannot imagine that 4 cards withstands that. And it would not. No. No way. Even if it's the most expensive cards in the format, 4 cards are not standing up to 2 hideous laughters. Alright. So I think we got time for another game or two for you all, depending on how quickly they go. So let's see what kind of trouble we get into here against the Hippogriff. Is that a fat flying bird or what? Or is it just a hippo with wings? Well, we got some early protection, which is probably pretty good considering that they get to go first. Probably pretty good. So we'll put the Snarl down right now. Not going to have any use for 1 mana. Depending on what they are playing over there, we may have a good use for the Crush the Weak. Black-red often has a lot of smaller creatures like the Ghasts, the Eye Twitches, you know. Pretty much any deck that has black in it's going to have a lot of those weaker creatures. Kind of a staple. Kind of a staple. Let's see here. Let's just go ahead, put down the Shatter Skull Smashing. How do we want to do that? If we enter tap, then we can foretell the Crush the Weak, which leaves us 2 mana open next turn. Let's do that. Let's just let it be tapped. We don't need the 2 mana next turn. I do not think. I'd rather not take the extra dirt damage in the early game. Because, you know, the black-red can be pretty explosive once they start doing things like Goldspan Dragons and Immersturm Predators and stuff like that. So we'll just go ahead and clear this out right now, make sure they're getting 0 value off of those Ghasts, besides the little bit of damage they did to us. But no treasures for them, so that'll hurt their ramp, which is always pretty good for us. So let's go. We got another smashing here. Not great. Do we need 3 mana? Let's just keep 3 mana, I think. Let's just keep the 3 mana. And right now, you know, we still are just looking like a normal burn deck, you know. Nothing to be extremely concerned about. Okay. Prince of Undeath for 0. Let's see what we can pick up here. If we could pick up a land, you know, we could double up. And we do. We can double up the command now. Take care of that Prince. And we'll just be getting some treasures for our troubles. And we can actually even cast our spellbook next turn and start recasting all the things we've already used. We haven't used a whole lot, but it will be a little bit nice if they have nothing, if we get nothing else on the draw, right? Little sustaining power for the future. Let's just go ahead and do that right now. Little sustainment for our future. Maybe they have the artifact removal, but probably not. It's not a whole lot of decks running artifact removal right this moment. We will say go. No reason to activate the spellbook without any mana and pray for a 20. That's not going to do us much good. Another Orcus, okay. Not the worst. And we got a Hideous Laughter, okay. So now we can start having a little bit of fun, right? We can kill this thing with our Demon Bolt. Do we have an expressive iteration in here? Unfortunately, we do not. Not yet. So we can go ahead, and we're just going to go ahead and throw out the Cacophony right now, because we'll be able to recast it with our spellbook next turn. Unless we pull something else. And let's go ahead and just make sure that we're staying up on our land for now. Let's just do that. That way, you know, we could even do 2 Hideous Laughters next turn. Take a peek, my man, take a peek. I got Hideous Laughters for you. Lots of them. Lots of laughter. Lots of laughter. Another land. Okay, well, you know. It is what it is. Let's get some more red. More red. Bam. And then we'll use the spell book instead of casting what we have in our hand. Never know. Maybe we get to cast it for cheaper, but we did not. They are down to 10 cards, so, you know, probably one more turn and they should be dead. And 2 more Tashas should be the end of it. Unless they figure out some miraculous way to pull their butts out of the fire here, but I don't see it. I do not see it. Since we've been exiling, they're not going to have a whole lot that they can bring back out of the graveyard to threaten us with. Probably got a few things. Good game. Good game to Hippogriff there. Getting that early spell book with some extra mill in the hand was pretty devastating for him, not gonna lie. It was pretty devastating. So, you know, I think we're gonna go ahead and end this video right here for the day. Try to keep my videos between half hour, 40 minutes, somewhere in there. So, thank you all for joining me here today for the Izzet Mill deck. Tomorrow we will be coming back with the next installment in milling our way through the rainbow. I think for tomorrow's episode, we will be running our Simic Mill deck. So, if you're a fan of green, if you're a fan of lands, make sure you come on back tomorrow and check that deck out. Until then, you guys all take care, and as always, be good to each other.